My book, Haitian Connections in the Atlantic World, Recognition After Revolution, is about the first years after Haiti's Declaration of Independence. And I'm looking at Haiti's connections, diplomatic, economic, and then legal connections with other colonies and empires and countries in the Atlantic world. While this book is about Haiti, it's really in a lot of ways about all nation states. The process of becoming independent, establishing sovereignty, and then creating new connections based on this status. One of the most exciting aspects of finding the Declaration of Independence was the ability to connect with an audience beyond the typical academic audience that we write for, and the realization that many more people than I expected really were interested in learning more about Haiti's history, about the revolution, about the process of becoming independent, and then they were really keen to reflect on how that was connected to, mirrored, or was different from their own histories and their own experiences, or how they remembered their own histories. So it was a really exciting moment in thinking about scholarship in a very traditional sense, but then public engagement, and that the two actually weren't so far apart. Talking with people outside of academia really did change the questions that I was asking in my research, especially because Haiti's representation in the media was very different from the Haiti that I was learning about through historical documents. So thinking about questions, how did Haiti come to be represented this way? And especially after the 2010 earthquake, the narrative of Haiti being the poorest country in the Western Hemisphere was so prominent in its portrayal. So I started thinking about, how did we get to that point? It's not the history of the revolution. It's not the history of independence. And how will my research change that narrative and help people see a very different history, both of Haiti and then how the US and Haiti were connected? A number of years ago, I started a website. It's called HaitiDoi.calm. And the goal was to put primary sources relating to Haitian independence on a website, to share both with the scholarly community, but also with a public community, to kind of encourage conversation, encourage collaboration. And a lot of these documents are in diverse archives scattered throughout the Atlantic world, in the Caribbean, in Europe, in the United States as well. So I wanted a place to collect them all and facilitate the study of Haiti. One of my newest projects is something I'm calling a Dessalines reader. And I'm collecting all of the documents that I can find, that I found, and then I'm also asking for other scholars to contribute. All of the documents signed by Jean-Jacques Dessalines, Haiti's first leader, or said to have been signed by him. And the goal of the project is to think about Dessalines as a diplomatic leader, a statesman, somebody who is authoring letters, proclamations, but then also to kind of open this conversation up to a broader public, especially people who might not have access to all of these diverse archives, right? They're people who can't travel, but that are important pieces to this conversation, and they have important contributions to make. So this is a space where I can provide some of the resources that I've found, and then hopefully people will come together and have a conversation about Dessalines as Haiti's first leader. One of the great things about being a historian is that you have the opportunity to travel to different archives in different countries. And especially being a historian of the Atlantic world, this means that you're going to places in the Americas, also in Europe or in Africa. And so you get to visit new archives, think about the documents that they keep, why they're being kept there, who produced them and how they got there. And then you kind of put all of these different pieces of the puzzle together to create your story. But a lot of these archives are open to a general public, and so anybody can go to their local archive, their state archive, or their national archives if they can travel. So the archive in a way is a space where public populations as well as academic populations can meet and can come together because they're everyone's documents. One of the most important aspects of connecting academic work to more public work is thinking about questions that are relevant today. And I've always thought about history. The point of doing history is to learn more about contemporary society, where people are coming from, what their experiences have been, and why those experiences came into being. So in thinking about contemporary problems, right, there's always a history that goes along with it. So you have to tap into contemporary concerns through these archival sources. It's been so nice to come back to Duke, and in a lot of ways it's coming home. You know, this was home for so long and for such a formative period in my life. It's just got an energy about it that is inspiring, and you get the sense that kind of anything is possible. Academically, there are no boxes to think outside of. They've just kind of eliminated the box, and so you've got all of these really interesting projects, and just being on campus gives you the sense that kind of you can do whatever creative work you want to, even if it's kind of academic creative work, and that it's exciting, and that it's relevant, and that there will be people who will support you and collaborate with you.
Produced by Duke University, online at duke.edu.